So we talked about this a little bit before, and it is never too soon, and when is the right time to contact a realtor, when is the right time to start thinking about moving and packing and clearing things out and decluttering and getting rid of it, etc. The other thing to think about is helping your parents through this process. We've had many clients recently, their parents have been in their home 42 years, 48 years, 30 years, 40 years, a long time. Most of our parents have been in their home for quite some time. And so when do you start having that discussion with them? When do you start working on that process? What do you need to do to prepare for that process? What kind of documents need to be in place? If something were to happen to them, is there a transfer on death? Is it in a trust? Is there a will? Are those things taken care of? Do you have copies of those documents? I started with my parents and said, I would rather see these things go to someone you want them to go to, or an organization you want them to go to, or the funds to go to an organization you would want to. Let's start talking about this now, and let's start thinking about these things. How do you want us to handle that? What do you want done with that? So even if we're not ready to do it now, what do we need to do when the time comes? And many times people don't want to start thinking about these things, but when you start framing it in those kind of questions as to where would you like those proceeds to go, where would you like these items to go, maybe they want certain things to end up at a museum, maybe they want certain things to go back to a certain organization that they care about. So know those things now rather than having that discussion later. The other thing is it prompts them to start thinking about those things so they can relay that information to you, and so you know what they want done when something were to happen and when something occurs. And then feel free to call us at any time and let's start talking about how we can help you through that. We can give you pointers on who to contact for an attorney if you need to set up certain things, who to contact for repairs, who to contact to help move or declutter or have a sale if you're thinking about should you do an estate sale. We've got references and contacts for a lot of these different things. So let us help you, let us guide you through that process. So you might be thinking, gosh, someday we're going to need to work on this with mom and dad. Now's the time to start thinking about it. Now's the time to start worrying about it and working on it, because it is not a quick process. I think I started with my parents like 3 years before they ever even actually moved, just talking about what would you want to happen? Where do you want these proceeds to go? What do you want us to do with those things? And then they started talking about, oh yeah, we have such and such and we'd really like that to go to a museum. I would have never known that. I would have never been able to do that. So just start talking, start having the conversation. Let's talk. You can comment below. You can send us a message. You can give us a call or send us a text, 815-275-6610 or 815-297-1778.